I was going to do some Let's Talk videos. Pretty much when I'm on the chairlift. One, to give me something to do. And two, I guess to share experiences and maybe provide advice to people that may be struggling. So today's topic is going to be like failing exams. Which, for those of you who don't know, it's March now, 2026. And I don't know why I struggled with the year there. And basically I've took my Park 1 recently and I failed. And I did not get the cert, I did not get the certificate. And it sucks. And we're going to keep it more with snowboarding and skiing exams. But you can, I guess you can apply it a little bit to other stuff as well. Yeah, so I took the exam. Well, actually, that's previous. So in my view, worked extremely hard to get to where I got to before I took the exam. So every day off I had, I was spending like 6 hours at least in the park. I was going to all the park training, like the slopestyle thing that we run on Saturday. I was going to all of like Dane's, all our like level 4 coaches, any training that they have, plus like the park training specifically. And I thought I was at a point where I was prepared to do it. And yeah, I guess it just wasn't quite there. And I think one thing I did, so I did a carving course earlier in the season which I passed, and during it, before we got our results, I think it was Jamie Forbes, and he said something that really resonated with me. And he goes, at the end of the day, it's just snowboarding and it doesn't define you, right? Or maybe a maths exam, an English exam, whatever it is, right? It doesn't define you. It's not the end of the world. There's plenty of people in this world that like have done really, really well, and they're millionaires, billionaires and whatever, and they don't have a GCSE between them to put together. And the same with that, there's some really good ski and snowboard instructors that might never ever even get their park, right? But it doesn't stop them from teaching. It doesn't stop them from giving good lessons and making people better. It just means they can't teach them the park, right? So yeah, so I thought I did pretty well during the exam. I knew that my back ones were a little bit sketchy, but I was happy that I was landing on my toes. They just weren't full rotations. And then my shifties I thought were good, but apparently were not up to scratch, and that's cool. Feedback I got at the end was basically, hey, you're doing all the right stuff and you're having really good laps, but then you're having really bad laps. So part of me was like, well, okay, you showed me that you said you wanted to see this and I did it, so therefore I should pass. But thinking of it, stepping away from like what I want and what I'm trying to achieve, if I look at it going from the outside looking in, well, if you're paying a lot of money for say your kid to be taught in the park and he gets me, if my demos are like 6 out of 10 I'm nailing them and the other 4 out of 10 I'm not, and your kid's like a very visual learner and he starts copying the 4 out of 10 that are bad, doesn't matter how well you explain it, if he's that type of learner, then you're not setting them up for success, you're setting them up for failure, right? So with that in mind, towards the last like 30 minutes of the exam, I was like, well, I either deserve to fail, or if by some miracle I pass, I don't deserve it. And it sucked really, because it was like a realization of, right, it's over, you're gonna have to do it again. It was meant to be my last exam of the season, so I'm gonna come out and enjoy the rest of the time here, and it just ended up being, I gotta go train some more, right? So now all my 3 days I gotta go to the park, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, more training. I did slopestyle again yesterday, so I was sad for like, I reckon 48 hours. Even the day after the exam, it was the first day I got up and I was like, do you know what, I got off the day after the exam and I was even like, do you know what, I don't even want to go snowboarding today. And I don't know, I guess I took a look into myself and was like, well, why don't you want to snowboard? And it was like, well, you fought so hard to get rid of this imposter syndrome that you didn't deserve to be here, you didn't deserve the jacket, and then you've done everything right and you're selling privates and people are happy, you're getting good reviews and stuff, and then you take an exam and it doesn't work out, and then suddenly everything's shit. And I was like, okay, well, why do I feel like that? I was like, well, I don't know, I took a look at myself. I took a look inside myself, I guess. That's weird. And I was just like, well, it changes nothing, right? If I have to teach a level 3 or a level 4, or whatever level it is, a beginner lesson, they're not going to care whether I can do a shifty or a 180. They're here to snowboard, right? And it's my job to make sure that they have a technically correct lesson with the best possible experience through jokes and just being friendly and being there for them. And whether I have to park one or not, that doesn't change, right? So luckily that day I was on skis all day, so it gave me time to think and process and do stuff. And then I got up the next day and I thought, you know what, yeah, it's gonna be okay. And I had an afternoon snowboard lesson, and it was actually someone else's lesson. They went down there was a little bit of a split, so they had 3 people that were doing really good, and then one guy that was he'd just given up. And I went down there as the help. I got the guy that given up. I said, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh, I just can't do it, I suck. And I'm like, alright. So worked with him, and at the end of 4 laps he was doing his hillside, zigzag, turns. Not turns, but like J turns, I guess. Still on his hillside, and he was having the ball. He's like, oh my god, I'm snowboarding. I'm like, yeah. And then after the lesson I was like, it doesn't really matter. And I guess Jamie was right, it doesn't define you. You're still the same snowboard instructor you were before the exam. You're still the same person, whether, yeah, it sucks to fail, and yeah, you got to put in more work to try and pass next time, but nothing's unachievable, right? Just because I didn't get it this time, it just means I'm going to get it either next time, and if I don't get it next time, it'll be the time after that. But it's inevitable, I will get there at some point. It's just a matter of time, progress, and training, right? And that's the same. You guys can take my experience and it helps you in some way, whether you're taking a maths GCSE and you just don't get the grade you're expecting and you got to retake it. Well, me training, you revising, give another shot, and you know, next time be a different result. But just remember, you're still the same person you were before you took it, right? Be that happy-go-lucky child, be nice to everyone, and get on, right? It doesn't define you. But yeah, that was awesome. That's even good for me to even talk about it, I guess. But yeah, if this helped you out, like, leave a comment. If I can help you guys out in any way possible, I will. I'll always reply to any of the comments I see.